Wales Comic Con. Welcome to Tom, Rupert and Alexander from Merlin. I suddenly realised there weren't enough chairs, so they've sort of brought me. I think I've got a throne. It's like a throne to sit on today. So
surely you should have the throne.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we need to swap, just let me know. But there we go. I can be honourable just today for once in my life. So, gentlemen, how are you enjoying Wales Comic Con?
Very much so.
Yeah,
it's very good. Love Wrexham.
Wrexham. I was going. You guys have been signing quite a few photographs. I went past yesterday. I couldn't believe the queues are huge. Everyone is loving you here. Lots of people today I know have turned up. Who was here yesterday? Who was here yesterday? Who wasn't here yesterday? Who wasn't here yesterday? And you can see the demographic is they all sit at the back, the ones who went here yesterday. There we go. So there we go. No, it's brilliant. So shall we get into the Q&A? Because I've only got 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Right, okay. Who wants to kick off this Q&A? Let's get some hands in the air. Who's got a question? Question there straight away.
How did you change the ending of Merlin?
Were you not happy with the ending?
Yeah, not die for me, that'd be great.
I like the ending. But well, Percival's ending, I didn't die.
Wait for you.
The old man, the old
Emrys.
Oh, the old, yeah, at the end.
Tramp Emrys. With a beanie on.
Was it me, or was he really in fashion?
Was he?
I thought he was quite stylish. When he was walking down the road.
Maybe if might change the ending, like maybe instead of the truck passing by, they change it to like a Lamborghini, and it's Arthur. And he just goes, and then get in, but then it turns into like a Back to the Future thing. The car just sort of flies into the sunset, and then the sun turns into the Teletubbies smile sun. Okay, I've lost it a little bit now.
You've thought about that way too much.
I know. Thank you for the question. I'll give you the money later.
I thought that there was something wrong with my telly when it happened. I remember thinking that if they're doing the modern thing, we should all be in it. Like everyone should. It should be on a busy street, and we should all be kind of modern, and you'd see different characters. So you'd be like, but in today's world, I thought it'd be quite fun.
Yeah.
But, that's what I've got.
Would that be what happens in season 6?
The modern version.
Wouldn't that be fun? Imagine us in Puzzlewood, but just in jeans and a t-shirt. But not with swords, just with guns.
Guns in Puzzlewood.
That's a great title.
Season 6, episode 1, Guns in Puzzlewood. I'd love that.
Fabulous. Okay. Yes.
What was it like working in front of changing colour model?
Which ones are they? It was. I would say Colin is such a fantastic actor and a lovely guy. And actually, always doing scenes with him, he would always make you raise your game a little bit. I always loved working with Colin, and he was the work that man did. And I think a reason the show was so successful was because of him, because he would always be, the work he did in the scripts and knowing exactly where he was at any point, and it was amazing. And Bradley was similar, but we had such a laugh with him, and he kind of became our king. He took that quite literally sometimes. Yeah. We would follow him around, you'd suddenly be in a restaurant having dinner going, we don't even want to be here. Well, how are we going to get here?
And he'd be like, we'll have the round table.
Right.
And if there wasn't one there, he'd get them to build it. You know?
Yeah. He was actually like a modern day version of Arthur.
Yeah.
And even when, even I'm sure you guys, even when you see Bradley afterwards, he still gives you the sort of the Camelot handshake when you see him. It's that right. So you're like, really? Okay, cool. Yeah.
Still doing that.
When we played football, a soccer 5, 6.
Soccer 5! That's because you didn't get on!
I did, but I remember like, normally you'd have long days filming and then you go back and have some food and go to bed early, but for a month before we were training
every day.
What, really, you got training tonight, bud? We were like, and again, we would just do what he said.
Do what he says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did win.
We did win.
No,
only because in the semi-final we got our arse handed to us. So we had to go back up, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
We lost in West Ham and then straight up to Burnley the next weekend because Bradley's so competitive.
And the team wasn't full of anyone associated with Merlin except for you were.
Yeah, we were in it.
We were in it.
Yeah, we won the first time we won. It was me, Bradley and Owen.
Yeah, right.
So we were definitely there.
I like this throne thing. Since I've sat in the throne, I'm having tea and food delivered. It works. It's good.
No, that's for us.
Oh, there's 3 straws. Okay. Some more questions right at the back there.
You've all been on Merlin, obviously, but now that you've done like Black Sails and Versailles, do you think that the Merlin kind of helped you do your historical? Because obviously your Black Sails and your Versailles are more based on actual historical. Do you think that kind of setting helped you play the characters that you do at the minute? Because Versailles, and especially Versailles, it's quite horrific, some of the stuff that happens, and in Black Sails it's based on historical events.
Definitely, 100%.
All I knew was how to deal with uncomfortable period costume. That's it.
And also in Versailles, like I wear a corset in some scenes, so then I could just very much feel for Katie and Angel and all them. Like, yeah, and I know how it feels. Yeah, no, God, yeah. I think every job that you do, you take up and you learn from it, and then you move that on to the next one. Not necessarily a period drama. It could be anything. It could be a modern thing, or even plays. Anything that you do, you learn from that experience, and then you take that with you as an actor and start progressing.
Yeah, well said.
Thanks.
They're very quiet today. Have you noticed? They're very sort of.
It's because half of them were here yesterday.
And they've had a whole night of drinking in the sun as
all
well.
been
So,
rich.
there they are. So, someone else will ask the question. They'll be all right. Go on. I'll just listen. Okay, go for it.
How much training did you have to do for all the physical stuff? Like, did you have to have like a camp or something beforehand, or was it just
Camelot
Yeah.
camp.
Depends on what version of the meaning of the word camp you mean.
Indian stress.
Yeah.
But back to Friday night.
There wasn't
together,
really,
you know what I mean?
there wasn't really a camp. There was we the first sort of episode we all did as a group before you arrived. We had like a big fight sequence at the end of episode like 313 or something, wasn't it? And yeah, we had quite a lot of time with the stunt guys going over that fight because it was a really close quarters, wasn't it? That corridor, we're all fighting. There's like swords going here and here and here. So when there's a fight scene like that, you do have to choreograph it well and make sure that everyone knows what they're doing with a sword, which it was quite evident
Even
they
the battle,
didn't.
even the Battle of Camlan, when we did all that towards the end, that was a lot of basically whenever we weren't doing a scene, they would come and grab you and sort of go over little sequences and stuff like that.
Yeah, so there wasn't like a
green
camp per se, but you do get given the time to like work on stuff.
But it's amazing how, because we didn't kind of meet up a month before filming started and do, which I think a lot of us would have done.
Yeah.
But I think we went and had one day on a horse just for insurance purposes. It wasn't to learn anything. It's like, take a photo, great, they're covered. But then yeah, you learn on the job, and sometimes you work for weeks on a fight, and then you suddenly get your chainmail and everything on and go, oh, that doesn't work, and you got lots of people say, can you just do something now?
And everything gets changed for camera as
yeah,
well.
Yeah, and so it does. It's very. Everything does change. So sometimes you go, we've got to do a fight in, you've got 10 minutes, and you put something together. But yeah, we learned a lot on the job, whether that was horse riding, whether that was the fighting, and we'd all done bits before in other shows, but in terms of a camp, there wasn't much.
Camping.
Yeah.
How did you guys find as well? Because obviously you've got costumes on as well. Was there any? Were you restricted by your costumes at all? Was there
If we ever had to fight in the capes,
plates, right? The capes and the plates.
The place, yeah. If you ever had to fight in the capes, it was the worst thing in the world because you would always get the sword caught
Pull it
between
out.
the cape, and you go to stab someone, you just have a chunk of cape.
Or you go to like do a lunge and someone's standing on your cape. So you nearly get handed in to
That was a
decapitate
nightmare.
yourself.
You might even notice there was times though where we just, if we ever knew we were going to go into a fight in
Capes
the
off.
scene, we'd go.
And that's not for dramatic
And it's really not
Get
easy
rid
to
of
do
it.
because you're tied in. It's like, one second. But I think you would learn a fight, and then you go, oh, that's great, I can put my hand up here, and then you get the arm on and go, oh, actually, I can't get that high.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was
you were
getting at,
restricted.
yeah.
So there was a lot of that, and again with the capes, you just learn how to deal with it, and it is hard because it was so long as well. But yeah, you change bits around, going, actually, I can't now do that move, so let's do it a different way.
That's what I was getting at. You've gone through all those fight scenes, and then you changed the costume. It's actually.
Yeah.
But
Well,
then
I'm
if you've got a
moving
basic fight and you know you're aiming for a head or you're aiming for you just go, okay, that head one, let's make it the cheek, and so you just change one, and it's hard. The hardest one, I remember having to do one with a skeleton. I think it was season 3, and that was CGI. So you learn a fight with the stunt coordinator, then you practice it for camera, then you do a bit with him fighting you
Just with the sword in
with
front.
in front of the camera, and then I had to do the whole fight imagining that I was being fought, so reacting to nothing, which you feel stupid. And I kept going, is this being filmed to make me look stupid? So you're doing nothing like that, and you're making all the grunts go, oh god, that was really
All
good.
the crew just leave, just press record.
Is this happening? And then you watch it and go, that's amazing, these skeletons are fighting you, and it looks incredible. But that was the hardest thing, because at least, again, it's natural. If someone's coming at you with a sword, you block, and you kind of learn to do that. When you've got nothing, you've got to remember what you're doing and where you're aiming.
And how is that done? Are you given a reference point to say, it's roughly this high,
Yeah,
it's this?
roughly. But then they'll know exactly, and you kind of learn after a while muscle memory where it's going to be, and then they can add it. Also in CGI, they can then get the
skeleton bigger.
sword
So
ready.
the skeleton is sort of built on your once you've got the live action.
Yeah.
The
But then
skeleton
they've still got to
is put onto it.
choreograph the actual thing,
Right.
and it takes a long time for a moment that you watch and go, oh, that's clever, for about 10 seconds.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, let's go for another question.
If you could write your own episode, what would happen in it?
Okay.
We begin. I don't know.
Musical episode.
Oh, musical episode.
Yeah, we always wanted to do a
Like
musical
Buffy
episode.
did, right? Buffy did in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Sorry, no.
No, but I thought that would be quite fun. I thought that someone put a spell on everyone and then we all
Everyone's
sang.
It's singing through, speaking through
It'd be
song.
quite Spamalot-esque. But
Exactly.
I don't know. I think it would probably involve because we all felt, because of the nature of the story and getting towards the end of series 5, they were trying to wrap up everything, and so a lot of things did get cut from you do the read through, and then because of the timing, certain scenes would go, and the scenes where it was all about the knights and all of us together would always be really fun. When we had like the Dorocca episode, we always loved because it was he hated that episode. The Lambert. Sorry, I didn't bring it up. Andrew, sorry. Oh no.
I did say
It's like every
don't
play I
bring up
do.
that episode.
No, but it would be group work, Yeah, I think when we're all together, that's when it was fun. So it'd be something with. I think if we had more quests as knights, it would be more fun.
Fantastic. Okay, down the front.
Okay, if you were kings of Camelot, this to all of you, what role would you assign the other two, and why?
Are you trying to make us fall out? I've got a long journey back with Rupert.
I know.
I need to give him the best one. I would give them both magic and then let them just go crazy. Like, go on guys, have fun. Off you go. Pixies and anything you want, go crazy for a day, magic for a day.
Not so easy, is it?
I would give Leon the role of Camelot crossdresser.
You would do that well.
I would do
Mordred. ponderer.
just me in a room, looking out.
All right, Mordred.
I want that job now. Great.
That was always a shame because when you first joined, you were part of the gang, weren't you?
I
You were
know,
really
and
nice.
then they just sort of let me go for a little bit.
Yeah, and then they went, actually, it's making a bit mean.
Make him a bit mean.
Then they painted your arm
I know,
black.
this is what makes me funny.
Like,
I was talking
he's
about this to
dark
someone.
now. Make him
I went
black.
into the chainmail store and I went, got anything in black? and then as I was leaving, the phone up Arthur goes, I think he's going to be evil. I went into the back room.
Yeah.
The black arm, oh God, no. Who gets black chainmail? On the black chainmail shop in Camelot.
Well, he would be good. Percival would be a good guy to be the front man for the shop. I can see him working.
All right, what can I get you?
I've got the sleeveless on, but
I've got
it works for me.
Sleeveless again.
Sold out, sleeveless in that.
Or you're just chopping the chainmail off.
Yeah.
Right out of black today, yeah. Right. Right at the back there, right at the back.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
The feasts, was there actual food? And so was it delicious?
Yeah, you got really full. Oh, I got really full really at the beginning of the feast, and then I had to keep eating throughout the takes, which was filling.
Well, there's always stuff that you could eat and you couldn't. So there'd be some that was dressed and it was like chicken
a hog's
that looked
head.
amazing. You'd be like, wow, is that really? No, you can't touch that.
Eat that.
And then you'd see us eating a lot of grapes or nuts or like
Bread.
bread, yeah.
bread.
And it would always be just for lunch
White
and you're
bread.
starving and you're like, brilliant. And then you go,
Get to
as
lunch.
you say, oh God, I'm really full. And especially in France because the food there with the catering was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less so in Wales.
Apart from Wrexham, it's quite good round.
Very good.
Very good in Wrexham.
Smith, Frankie and Benny's around the corner. FYI.
Did anyone make the mistake, where you said, I'm really, really starving, eating loads of bread, and then they said, right, well, we're going to do about 5 or 6
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
Then,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
Eat on the wide and then it gets you closer
Yeah.
and then you have to eat more and more and yeah.
Oh, my goodness me. Yes.
If you decide to make a musical production of Merlin, what roles would you all like to play in life?
Mordred, obviously. just have a big number.
I'd like it if, like, Percival, out of nowhere, was like the soprano. Just kicks out
Like a
so
barbershop
amazing.
quartet, and then instead of being the deep voice, you're just the one that's just like
Yeah.
really high pitched.
It's incredible. I think it would work really well. I mean, I genuinely think it would be very, very fun. It's a shame you didn't do it.
Yeah.
Do you-
I don't know, but yeah.
I was just going to say, ever since, you asked the first question about the musical, didn't you?
Yeah.
Ever since, have you noticed the lady's been writing?
Oh,
She's
she's
been
writing
writing, she has
musical.
not stopped writing. I think it's going to be
Yeah.
done by
It
the end
is,
of the
isn't
day.
Tomorrow
Camelot musical.
morning.
Brilliant.
If you guys were competing in the Hunger Games, what would be your strategy for survival?
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is good.
Oh God, I'm such a coward. Run. And then obviously I would die, but not by anyone's means. They would just kill me for like the bosses would just be like, well, he's pathetic. I'd get zapped by the electrical fence, or they just unleash
Oh, would you?
dogs. Yeah, I'm terrible. I'd probably shoot out those little pods, and then someone would go. Yeah.
I want to know who I was up against.
You
I'd like to,
please,
like,
guys.
oh, these two?
Yeah.
I'd Pin smile. I think you would probably outwit us.
Yeah.
It's not the battle of wits.
Yeah, but we know
I'm
your
trying to kill it. He's
weaknesses
going to
now.
try and kill me by making a joke.
Yeah. So it just made you feel sad.
Oh, yeah,
And then-
right. Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Also, we just go along the ground or run. You're very strong, but quite slow.
Question right at the back there. Yes, you. Yes. Yeah.
Wouldn't like to rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
I'm trying to think what.
I know, it's really hard. You're trying to picture it.
that size, what would they do though?
100
To attack
100.
100 duck-sized horses, so tiny horses.
You know, I think the giant duck, because I think that's just quite freaking, could be quite terrifying. But little horses, if you were to fight them, that you feel really bad. It would be really sweet, and you go, oh, I'm really sorry. Yeah.
The thing is, though, a horse-sized
Duck-sized
duck.
horse.
Horse-sized duck.
Mind blown.
If you were trying to, if a duck was trying to attack you that was that big,
I know.
it wouldn't be able to turn. If you could get around it,
I would go for the. I'd go for the.
I would go for the one big massive duck.
I'd go for the
100%.
all the little baby ones. And like a load of little horses. Yeah, just put them in a pen.
This is why I'm winning the Hunger Games, because they're the duck and I'm out.
I think the little horses would be easier. The big duck, I'll be mallard, wouldn't it? Yeah. Right. Go right to the back.
Favorite location?
Yeah, where we shot in the series.
Yeah.
Location.
Yeah,
Probably Pierrefonds, yeah,
Pierrefonds.
the castle in Pierrefonds.
Just because
Yeah.
it is, you can see it in the distance as you're driving up, and you think, God, that looks amazing.
That's
and then
Camelot.
That's Camelot, and then
Yeah.
you get closer, and it really is Camelot. It's amazing.
And like riding in on a horse
Over that bridge and
into that is pretty awesome. Or riding out.
In a car. Even walking out was quite cool.
Walking was good.
Yeah.
Crawling.
No, definitely there. It was amazing. It
And
was,
also,
beautiful.
when we were filming out there, we were all together and we were doing quite a lot of intense work, like sometimes 3 episodes, like 3 different directors at the time, so we were always busy.
Mm.
We were always together, and it was always usually beautiful weather, so it always helped, rather than being a muddy field in Caerphilly, which is not great, really.
But it would be amazing because I forgot about all the. That's when we did a lot of the sword fighting. When we
Stuff,
did
yeah.
get
Outside,
into our shirts and then it was brilliant. It was going over
Into
our
our
shirts.
Into our shirts.
No, I know it's stupid. But we're like, and then shall we not in our chainmail and we can fight and oh, it's great.
Got given ice lollies, you know.
Really? Oh, nice
We were looked after.
We were looked after really well on it.
Pierrefonds.
Come on.
Pierrefonds.
What was it like working with Schultz and things went on and you just go, I don't believe it.
Was he Indian?
Richard was a gent, wasn't he?
He's a legend, yeah.
Yeah.
No, never ever did I hear anyone say or quote.
No, you just wouldn't.
You just wouldn't dare. I mean,
wouldn't
the
you?
amount of times you must have heard it, like walking down the street or something. But
also, because we're actors, and I think if we were in a show like that, we wouldn't appreciate it if they did it to us. So to do it to him.
But then, to be fair to him, he's very like you see people do it to him on the street, and he knows. You know, I think with anything like us, you know, we love being part of Merlin. With him, he loves being part of Merlin and lots of other things. And for that show, it made him very successful, and he really respects the love. And to have someone quote something back at you, I think it's great. I mean, how many actors can go, oh, I have a catchphrase that everyone can quote back? And as much as you'll hear it 100 times a day, it's, you know, the same. Me being cool, I don't know, people go, oh, you like Rupert the Bear? You go, brilliant, never heard it before. But people say, for him, they're having it all the time, and he's so lovely that he would kind of imagine it's the first time, and very respectful of people. But he was great. He was
he's a legend.
guy.
Yeah.
And brilliant. I never saw him make a mistake. Like, line-wise, he knew it. He worked. He knew exactly what he was doing. He turned up, did it. Never went, oh, sorry, can we go again? I've forgotten. He just was so professional. And, you know, for a man of his age and being on it like that, it's amazing.
Sharp as a tack. He was.
He is.
Right at the back. Yep.
I noticed when we watched the film, there's a lot of humour in it that obviously you guys in the final cuts keep very straight faces for, especially with the older version of Merlin. Were there any scenes that you guys actually genuinely struggled to keep the straight face?
That's the beauty of editing. The people who were here yesterday will not want to hear the story again. It's a long story.
Carry on.
There's an episode in season 5 called The Dark Tower. And there was a scene where myself and Rupert wake up from a dream, and then we start saying the same dialogue but at different times, and we kind of carry on each other's dialogue, and it's actually pretty bad writing. And Bradley, during the scene, he has to, there's a bit where we go, I go, oh, I was walking through the forest and I saw a great rising dark thing come from the ground, and you would say, and it,
that's what I'd be like. And I'd carry on the conversation. So it would be like, yeah, the great thing on the ground, and there was a thing
that was so dark that it made me feel like I was big.
Yeah.
And then Bradley had to go, ah, yes, the Dark Tower. But we could not get through this scene without laughing because it felt like we were shooting a spoof. And I don't even know if we got like a clear take.
It gets those things as actors. You kind of we found this the funniest thing in the world, and the crew found it funny the first few times, and then they go, okay, right, they're trying to get their shot. I mean, it takes such a long time to set things up.
Yeah.
So we're still laughing, and they're getting more and more like, okay, are they getting it? And then by the end, we're trying. The more you try not to laugh, the funnier it is. And to be fair, it wasn't just that. Most episodes, there'd be something. Just take a look between people, and you would be trying to turn away from shot and.
There's some times where I was looking at Rupert's head, you know, like the top of his head. I couldn't give him eye contact because I would lose it.
Such is the power of my eyes.
Gents, we've only got time for one more question. One more question.
Make it a good one.
You can see people now doing it.
Yes,
I don't want to take responsibility. Yes, go on. Yes, lady at the back. Go on. Because she's doing that, so you know it's good. You know it's good.
Okay, if you exclude Mordred, which of the knights who died?
Good luck, have another. I've got a curry waiting, it's alright.
And scene.
What was it? Which of the knights?
What? Sorry, I missed the question.
Which one would you bring back to life and why?
Why did you exclude
Oh, because you're here. It's not because of...
Oh, it's because I'm here. Oh, I see.
You could have said, out of all the nights you weren't here, which one would you have then you wouldn't have felt
Then I would have been such a drama queen.
I don't want to say it.
I know. Which one would you bring back? Well, Lancelot came back once, didn't he, already? So
Lancelot's been back a lot.
I'd bring back Tom, I'd bring back anything.
Would you? Well, it's like Wayne.
Why?
Just
Why, Tom?
Why, Tom?
He's my special.
Gentlemen, we are literally bang on the nose, though. We were out of time. Can you put your hands together, please, for Rupert Young?